Austin Rivers said that you could take 30 NBA players and put them in the NFL, no problem. But you can't do the reverse. You didn't hear this?
I did not. No. When did this happen? This is today? I missed it.
Yesterday.
Low key, I don't agree, but I think if you lower the numbers, I think you could actually find some of the. I think you could find some of the crossover because this is the thing. He's only thinking of the football player coming to basketball and having to score 30. How many dudes in the league don't even average 15? How many dudes man, Patrick Beverly didn't have a career of playing defense and hustling. Draymond Green, defense, hustling, glue guy. We got dudes that are 6 foot, 6'4". I mean, shoot, Keon Coleman in Buffalo, you check him out. I think he could come out here and do some of this defense 3 and D stuff. It's like we got Pete, even a Cooper DeJean is heck of athlete. You know what I mean? In terms of being able to do just enough offensively, but in terms of
floor general.
Right, in terms of defense though, are we really saying that these dudes are athletic enough to body these little hoopers either? That's my part. I think that he just looking at it as we can't come out here and score 30, and he thinks that as big athletes, they can come out here and play wide receiver. They ain't been pressed. They ain't been hit. They ain't had to go up there and catch that football while taking a shot and then repeat process. They call fouls where they play at, bro. Think about that. They call fouls. We kill people. So that's all. But I think we could both. I think some NBA could come over, and I think some football can go over there though.
I think it would be easier for NBA players to go to football just based off like skill and talent.
Yes.
And what they're capable of.
They would look great in 7-on-7.
Right.
They would look great in a combine, a pro day, anything where you don't put the actual pads on. They should look great. Like we see a ton of dudes at OTAs look great. But the difference would be when you put the pads on, and that typically has been the great equalizer. But I'm like, we got size and athletes. If like we just talking that part, it's like, yo, we got that. But everybody ain't a score the same way. I'm sure all them dudes, they finna come out here and be able to catch a football while being pressed up, contact, somebody hitting at you, man. Yeah, this is a different game.
There was a video floating around on Twitter of Draymond Green playing football at it was Michigan State. And there was this tiny corner on him. And you can imagine Draymond Green. How tall is he?
He's
Probably
big, 6'7".
And he got pressed by this little corner, and the corner took him to the out of bounds.
I think of Kelvin Benjamin. That's another big body dude. But you can put a corner on him and he gonna because this is a different sport. Basketball is like, bro, you're a lot like get your position, man. He can't hit you too much. Like, hey, on offense, when you turn around and you pivot, you triple threat. The defender he can't be hitting you. Think about in football where we're attacking the football. I might hit you, but I'm also trying to hunt that. It's just a difference. But I do think there is players on, but I think it's the surprise ones. I don't think it's the people like when we think of like the superstars. I think it's them dudes that's in the middle of that bench rotation where they freaky athletes, got good size, but aren't as skilled enough to be a starting 2 guard or starting point guard. But it's like, yo, he could be a corner in this league. He could backpedal, get out that break and hit. Because a lot of them dudes, when they get to college, it's like they either playing both or they make that switch at that level. But a lot of them dudes be getting recruited to do both. So it's like, yo, man, he just hating on us. Don't hate on us, bro. I'm trying to show them love. He trying to hate on us.
Yeah, I think the NBA players have more potential to be like really good at football versus the NFL players actually being good and succeeding in the NBA. I think especially if you just take them where they're at right now. Like you can maybe talk me into like some players that were the dual athletes coming out of high school. If they would have focused on hoops and solely focused on that and that development, like I think it's so much harder for basketball. Just that certain skill level and making it to the NBA.
So I think this is the difference.
Versus like I think the NBA guys, it's just you got to have that mentality.
But that's
you
what
got to
I was
have
saying.
that physical mentality. And I don't know if especially this
you.
day's NBA.
This is what I'm trying to explain
I don't
to
know
you,
if
bro.
any of these guys have that.
That's what I'm legit trying to explain. I'm like,
I think they're
it's
more capable
skill,
of doing it. Yeah.
It's more skill related in basketball. It's more physical dog with your mind in football. And as we've seen, Not everybody has it, and that's what we always say. The pads are the great equalizer. Dudes look like Hall of Famers in shirts and shorts. Dudes that you might have never even heard of will torch dudes that are Pro Bowls, All Pros in shirts and shorts. When you put them pads on, everything changes now. And that's the part that for ABA players never had to put the pads on.
Yeah.
And we always say it's kind of like when you're watching a fight. You watch a boxing match or a UFC fight. You're like, I could do that. It's very easy to say that until you're the guy getting punched in the mouth. It's very easy to say what you would do coming across the middle. Oh, that hit, they going to throw the flag. It's a lot of dudes that still don't go across that middle, even though they know they still going to throw that flag, because there's still some defenders over there that's like, yo, I'll cut the check. I ain't tripping. They ain't trying to do that. You see how they complain about them little fouls they get right now, man?
Yeah, on paper, I agree with Rivers, but I don't think it would play out that way. If you offered, 30 NBA players to go play in the NFL, I don't think it's happening.
I think it's shade, man. It's a lot.
I think they're folding. After an offseason, I think they're folding at some point.
We would always say the Oklahoma drill has made a lot of basketball players, bro. When you start, you had them out there at yay height, rec ball. Hey, you lay on your back, you lay on your back. You get up fast, you get up fast. You're running a straight line, you're going to run in a straight line. And let's see who wins, who keeps running and who stops. That drill alone, man, has put a lot of hoopers out there, bro. A lot of them. But also, I'm sure money-wise, I'm like, yo, if you could make it to the league, bro, for hooping, why would you even entertain this football stuff? That's the other part. Because y'all bodies going to last way longer and y'all money fully guaranteed, bro. You could be the 13th best hooper on your team. You get paid more than a starter, top 15, top 20 dude at his position. Or on his team at the other spot, It's like it ain't even close at times. Not even, I said top 20, not even top 20, a top 5 guy on his team. The end dude on the NBA roster can be making more than him. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bro. I missed that, though. Shout out to Austin Rivers, though, man.
It's been a hot topic throughout the day.
Shout out. I missed that.
People been talking about it.
I missed that. Okay.
Just want to get your take.
Hey. You know what? That was my take. We'll ask TG too. So, because he might have a different take. He might be like, you know what? Yeah, bro, I think they could do it. Never know.
Based off skill and talent, they could, but I don't think they're lasting through an off season.
Yeah,
training camp, or even just
like,
one game. I don't think they're lasting.
When the pads come out,
Meanwhile, I think NFL players would sign up to go play in the NBA all day, every day. I don't know if they're making the team though.
But this is the thing though. So Patrick Beverly, right? How big is Patrick Beverly?
What is? Hey, he might be 6'1", 6'2". I don't know. He's not that tall.
I thought him up. I said he's like 6 foot. Pat Beverly. I know he in a little hot seat right now with his how he's been handling himself. So yeah, I get it. But yeah, Pat Beverly 6'2", 180 pounds, bro. That's a corner. Yeah.
I think it just comes down to the basketball skill.
So check it out. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Trying to go to his most points he's averaged in a season was in 2018. He averaged 12 points. It's up here where he's averaged 5 points, 6 points the majority of his career. All I'm saying is, bro, 6'2", $180, and he only averaged 5 points. He's a defender. He's a rebound. He's an irritant. You don't think that we got that? You don't think that a JPJ could do that? You don't think a Jalen Ramsey could for a fact do that? Jalen Ramsey can actually hoop too. Jalen Ramsey can for a fact do that, and he's bigger. Am I missing something? Come on, bro. And this is a $40 million guard we're talking about. He's not a scrub. He gets 40. 40 million. Matter of fact, let me pull up. What's my man that's in Memphis that went to Houston? Dylan Brooks. How tall is Dylan? Let me see what Dylan's situation is. Dylan 6'6", 225. Okay.
Part of me thinks we underrate how good these NBA players are.
That's fine. I just don't think you understand the skill of some of these skilled players, though.
Sure. I'm. That's my thing. I'm just wondering, and
because like I said, he got 40. That's a $40 million guy.
This would be a different exercise, maybe if you told me that, okay, we're taking Jalen Ramsey from high school and he just continued to play basketball.
Gotcha.
Or like it's hard for me to think, all right, he's probably like 10 years removed from seriously playing for him to just step in the NBA and do something like that. I guess the same could be said for NBA going to the NFL.
It's like, come on here and run this route. You've never ran a route in 10 years. You come out here and act like you about to run a route on air.
I do think it still would be easy for NBA to NFL with the route running and like the skill stuff.
I don't think so, bro. I think
right now, if we're saying you could just go right now and not go back in time and say just focus on the sport.
Well, I think you look at it as is running 10 yards and turning in and calling that a deep end easier than come run off this screen and shoot this jumper. If you miss the jumper, that's bad. If he dropped that pass, that's bad, right? So what's the difference? What I'm saying. If you get your jumper blocked because this dude's taller, but you can't get off the line because he's pressing you, what's the difference? Because you can shoot all day with no defender the same way you can run a route all day with no defender. But if I put this 6'4" guard on you or this 6'7" dude on you, you gonna struggle. If I put this long arm JPJ style corner on any of them hoopers coming out there, they gonna struggle. That's all I'm saying. I think it's equal, but I also could see where both could have success. But I just think the success will look differently. I think for them, they would be able to, because they're going to play sexy positions. What I'm saying is most of us are going to come over there and do the Patrick Beverly type stuff. But what I am saying is that's a $40 million guard. And you just heard what I read off. It's not like he's averaging 30 because Dylan Brooks, he got 17, 18. I'm like, no, I ain't even going to mess with him. Because 18 points, if you could average that for a season, bro, you getting buckets. 5 points for a whole season of 82 games, bro. Not 5 points for the whole year, but you're averaging 5 points a game for the whole year. I'm just like, bro, 82 games. Some of these dudes, man, heck yeah, I think that they could do that. Because they could definitely do the defense. They're going to have all the physicality. I ain't worried about that part.
Yeah, maybe none of them have potential to be actual stars.
That's the
Like I don't like is Odell Beckham.
I don't think a star.
Is Odell Beckham ever being better than like a Dylan Brooks or even like a Jalen Ramsey?
But you're looking at the wrong ones. I think Jalen Ramsey. I think Keenan Allen. You got to think the 6'2s, the 6'3
Mike
athletes.
Evans.
Yeah, dudes that aren't necessarily blazers in football are still going to be fast on a basketball court, and that's the part that when we're talking about just the exercises, like those things are different. Keenan Allen running with an extra 10 to 15 pounds on him right now. Helmet, shoulder pads. You put him on a basketball court, that's out the equation now. He's a wide receiver in the National Football League. He is going to be running, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's linemen that could dunk. You don't think these DBs, receivers could dunk? Go stupid with it? Come on, baby. But can they get past the press? Can they get past the physicality if they're playing running back and they take that hit? It's skill on both of them, bro. I just think we can't cut either side short.
Yeah,
tough.
I think it's so. Let me put it to you this way: like, I've been saying this throughout this whole conversation.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to the mentality for the NBA player going to football, because you got dudes that aren't even at the top of the hoops game that come over to the NFL and are Hall of Famers at their respective positions, like Antonio Gates.
Yeah, respect.
Jimmy Graham, like he couldn't cut it in hoops. He comes over here, and as long as you have that mentality that I mean,
you name those two. I could say Charlie Ward. I could say Allen Iverson though. Charlie Ward was a college football Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. Went over there first round, led Knicks, hooped for decade plus. Allen Iverson, all world football, could have easily went to college for football. Decided to go to basketball Hall of Fame. One of the greatest to ever do it. It's like they both got. That's what I'm saying. Like I think both. I think it's legitimate though, and I think that's why it's like such a dope combo to have, because like I could see it for both parties though. I could definitely see an NBA player like. I feel like it low key though. This is the weird part. I think instead of focusing on skill players, I think that their bigs have better chances of coming to play tackle. Like offensive line, I think they have better chances of doing that than a shooting guard coming and playing wide receiver. Yeah. I think you would much rather if you could get a power forward that's the big dude from NC State. I think he would have a way better chance transitioning to tackle or guard if he could just don't be scared of getting hit. Like if he could do that, I think he has a way better chance
than a tackle going to NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Yeah, I think it's easier for just the average hooper to go to the NFL as opposed to vice versa? Because you're talking about Iverson and Ward. Those dudes were like stars, right? Like in both.
Both, yeah. Because that's what we're saying. Because most of the time, if you could choose to go hoop, you gonna go hoop. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah. If I could go hoop, I probably would hoop too. Like,
that's what I mean.
I'm 6 foot.
I don't know if any of these
if I was 6'4", it's a different
NFL
combo.
stars, like, would they be hooping if they could?
I just don't know if the hoopers that you think. I just would like to see it actually, because that's the one that we can't.
A lot of the quarterbacks are multi-sport or dual sport with baseball.
You don't think Ben Roethlisberger could go get buckets, could go play defense when he was in his prime, when he was healthy? That's the type of stuff that I'm saying, bro. Like, I think of a Big Ben who's 6'5". That's not a little dude. He can shoot. He could dribble. He was fast. I'm like, yeah, you don't think Ben could go give me 5 points per game for a whole season that Patrick Beverly just did? Absolutely, I do. And he's not even one of the ones that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the one I'm putting out first. But I know he could do that. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I think it's interesting, man. Because I really would want to see with the physicality part. But I'm with you, though. Gates, Jimmy Graham, 100%, man. 100%, bro.
Those were average, like Hooper, in terms of like athleticism and all that stuff. So it's like, could you imagine if LeBron James?
But are those outliers, though? Or are those the average? Because I think of not a lot more that we're going to bring up outside of those specific two guys.
T.O. was a Hooper.
He still was a football player, bro. But he's another guy that can go over to the league. See,
but that's what I'm saying. He's a Hall of Famer.
But he's a football. He was a football player first.
He'd be average at hoops. He might not even make the league.
Time out. Patrick
he obviously
Beverly
did make the league.
So he couldn't do what Patrick Beverly does. Patrick Beverly got $40 million. That is not an average NBA player. And you don't think T.O. can do what Patrick Beverly can do?
That's my thing. He didn't.
Because he's a football player first. When you go football,
you just said like if you have the option between the two, you're going hoops.
I get it, bro. We'll find out. Well, I guess we would probably never find out, but we'll see when some of them switch over there.
Like with Charlie Ward and Iverson, like they did have their pick
but it's like,
in a way.
It's like who's coming out of their league though?
Both.
Yeah, but it's like who's going to come out once you make your league? You're not about to leave your league to go.
Charlie
do some
Ward
side
didn't
mission.
he fail it?
No, they never gave him a chance.
Yeah, he won the Heisman, right?
Yeah, they never gave him a chance.
They never did. Really?
No, they were trying to have him switch positions or draft him late, and he said, "If you're not going to take me in the first as a Heisman Trophy winner and a national champ, I'm just going to go hoop." Yeah.
Okay.
So that was why he did that. AI, he made the decision once he got in trouble, his coming out of high school, and then when he went to Georgetown, I think he got the whole pardon from the governor. That was why he just like, I'm gonna just play basketball and I'm gonna step out the way, and then he went to the league. So it was like,
like I feel like NBA players.
Oh yeah, they brought up Julius Peppers. Shout out to Rod Dallas. Julius Peppers, he hooped at UNC, chose to go to the league.
That's what I mean. He could make the pros in NBA.
Oh my gosh, he was a first-round draft pick in football, bro. What are we talking about?
I don't know, man. I think NBA players, if they transition, they got the chance to be like superstars in the NFL.
I would just leave it at this.
But I don't think they're here's my thing. I don't think they're lasting because of the
how are you a superstar
and the toughness and stuff.
So how are you a superstar?
I'm talking about skills and just athleticism because I think the NBA
that doesn't make you a superstar though.
Those dudes in the NBA, like those guys are probably like cream of the crop in terms of athletes.
I would just say it like this: the beauty of football is you got that one thing that you just, I guess, can't put a number on.
Yeah, definitely.
And until we see that, I would just use my personal experience and just be like, you know what? I need to see them show that before I care about any of this skill stuff, because I've seen way too many skilled, freaky athlete, all shapes and sizes. And when them pads come on, everything changes, bro.
I don't think the 30 dudes, if you had to name the 30 dudes that Austin Rivers is talking about, I don't think they're lasting more than a season. I think a lot of them will be dropping out through the course of an off-season training camp. And wherever you get closer and closer, I don't think they're standing when one season of them being in the NFL is over. I don't. I'm with you on that. They could be stars if they wanted to. I don't think they're lasting, especially these NBA players. We want to go back to the 90s, maybe some of them, but
we'll never know, unfortunately, baby. But that's the beauty of it, man. For them hoopers, hey, y'all keep hooping. Y'all believe what y'all would have believed. Stay hooping, bro. Stay hooping.